Hey, welcome back to Island Life Live. It's time for us to check in with Brickwood Galuteria and Kupuna Power.
It's the platform that seeks to educate and empower Hawaii's elderly.
Aloha, I'm Brickwood Galuteria, and this is Kupuna Power, a weekly opportunity to share stories and lessons about empowerment, about taking control of your own life during the golden years, and sharing your golden years with everyone in your life. Kupuna Power is self-determination, that you have the authority over how your life will be lived, where, and with whom. To do so, one must know the resources needed for your support. Resources that help you assume responsibilities for your decisions and actions, empowering yourself with the knowledge of what resources are available to you from the state, the city, the federal government, and the private sector. For today's Kupuna Power, I've decided to talk story with you about a topic close to my heart. Therefore, it's just you and me, no guests. As most of you know, well, hopefully, I'm into civic engagement, having served 10 years in the state senate and now as a trustee at the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, along with other various posts. So with the general election a few weeks away, it really bothered me that Hawaii saw the worst voter turnout of any primary since statehood. Just 1/3 of registered voters in the islands bothered to even cast a ballot. Just 269,000 of the 839,000 people registered statewide filled out a ballot. That works out to 32.1%. It's a significant drop from the 40% turnout for the 2022 primary, and even a more dramatic decline from the 51.2 in 2020. The latter election was the first for the state to use an all mail-in balloting system, though voters can still cast ballots in person at select locations on each island. No matter how little you care for politics, it seems unhealthy that such a small slice of the electorate makes decisions that affect the quality of life for everyone in the state, including the majority that doesn't vote. This is all the more shocking when you consider that more than 90% of registered voters in Hawaii participated in elections for several years after statehood in 1959. People cared about what their newborn state would turn into. Well, somewhere along the way, enthusiasm died. So let's take a look at the specific data for 2020, when Kupuna Power worked closely with the Office of Elections, because the vast majority of inquiries about vote by mail came from the Kupuna demographic. So we're talking civic engagement here, everybody. 8 to 29 years of age, 12%. 30 to 39 years of age, 14%. 40 to 49 years of age, 15%. 50 to 64 years, 28%. And 65 years and older, 32%. So let's do the math. 50 years plus is 60% of the electorate. Now, that's Kupuna Power. To truly build upon the opportunity at hand, we need to successfully do the following. Register to vote en masse. The reality is that many are still not even registered to vote. First and foremost, let's focus on getting both young and old to register. Kupuna, get your mo'opuna to register and vote. Identify issues of importance. What matters to you? Identify key issues, and it will be important to start dialoguing in communities across the island about those very issues. Equally important will be dialogues about how to address and solve these problems. It's very easy to talk about problems, but much harder to identify and implement solutions. Identify, support viable candidates. Identify candidates that care about your issues and commit to supporting their solutions. This is a critical point. Far more strategic and potent to identify and work with candidates and legislators who can be powerful allies on issues that are important to you. Another dynamic I'd probably had never thought about years ago: use the same social media networks that made social movements over the past year so powerful to organize and execute mass voting efforts. It doesn't need to be formal, nor does it need to be perfect, but it does need to be effective. Okay, and lastly, Kupuna, let's continue to send a powerful message to legislators that this community, the Kupuna, is not only mobilized, but has mobilized to be a political force. Kupuna voters can influence the outcome of an election and therefore need to be taken seriously. So Kupuna, you make the difference. Tell your mo'opuna to seize their franchise and vote, or shut up. Until next time, I'm Brickwood Galuteria, and this has been Kupuna Power on Island Life Live. Aloha.